do we have cultural differences, cultural conflicts, or cultural problems to solve, or do we have personality conflicts with the Philippines? Us foreigners, do we have character conflicts with the Philippines? Do we have attitude conflicts, or do we have cultural differences? I argue and I contend that we have character conflicts. That's what we have. And I'm in the Verranza Mall in the Philippines in General Santos, and what I'm trying to say is, and I want us to think about this carefully, because we don't want problems. Nobody wants conflict. Well, there's people that's how they live. They just want to conflict. They're called the devil's advocate. I would have a video talk about that's not a good character trait when you're really looking into it. Because a peaceful person tries to come to an agreement with somebody, right? Or how agreeable are you? I'm not talking to men pleasers. I'm talking about trying to come to peace, terms of peace. That's a good character trait, but being a devil's advocate is generally a bad thing. So listen, we have conflicts all around the world. We have conflicts in our families. It's a personality conflict. Somebody say differences, sure, but personality is character, right? What comes out of us is our character. It's our attributes. It's our nature. And, just like God has a personality, it's very distinct. It comes out. And so I believe we need to approach, as foreigners here in the Philippines, we need to approach our differences from a character framework, not from cultural. Because just like America, for example, my home country, and now I live in the Philippines, we have character problems, right? We're more murderous than we've ever been. We are more intolerant than we ever been. We're just more ungodly than we ever been. And since the 1960s to 2026, holy smokes, if you can't figure out the cultural slide and degradation that we've had, you're not thinking too hard, my friend. So my point is, I try to approach, and I believe this is 100% correct, that we need to focus on our character and the characters of others and see what it is and see where we're having character conflicts. Let me give you an example. There's a thing in the Asian culture called saving face. I've studied it enough and I've experienced it enough that I consider it lying. Now, I know we need to not try to put people to shame. A lot of times that's the right thing to do. Don't put people to shame. Sometimes we quietly correct people, quietly leave people, or whatever we do. I'm not saying that. I mean, even Joseph in the Bible was going to quietly put Mary away because she got pregnant and they were supposed to be married, and he knew that wasn't his child. But he was going to quietly, it says he was a righteous man. There's something to this, something right about it. He was going to put her away quietly. He wasn't going to marry. He was just kind of, let's just keep quiet and let's move on with our lives. Okay, I won't make a big stink about this. I won't make a public issue out of it. But an angel at night spoke to him or something in a vision and said, don't be afraid to take Mary's wife, because what's in her is of the Holy Spirit. So he found out it was the Christ, that Jesus was coming down here in Mary. So I know it sounds bizarre. He was going to come down here in Mary and be born to live an excellent life with good nature, good character. So my point is, why not try to figure out what kind of character conflict you're having? I have a conflict with saving face because it means people can commit adultery and the whole community, like in Thailand, can act like they don't know what's going on to save face, right? Like if you have a woman and she's sleeping with another man, or she's been married before and still has her first husband, and they trick you, if that's what they do over there. I've heard stories of that, but people have a custom in the Asian culture called saving face. I believe it's lying, and to me that's the devil. That's the devil's number one character trait, is deception. And so honesty is a problem in the Asian culture, in my assessment. I'm not complaining, I'm just pointing out we have character differences. I prefer to be of the truth. Sure, I've lied before, sure. That's not my habit though. My goal is not to have the habit of lying, but to be honest. And sometimes you don't have to say a thing. If somebody says, are you hiding the Jews here? Like the Germans, are you hiding the Jews here? You just tell them no. You don't cast your pearls before swine. You know what I'm saying? There's some real devils out here, and you just don't turn over innocent people to have them killed. That's not being honest, that's being foolish. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Do we have cultural differences? Okay, I understand. I would not frame it that way. We have character differences, right?